So I made this whole video about the gender war going on in the United States, really in the Western world. But, and it honestly, it's going on all over the world. But let's talk about what's going on in the US currently. I made this whole video about the gender war, but then I was watching it back and I was like, oh my god, I'm missing so many things. But, let's touch on just the dating apps, the social media, music, politics. There's probably other things, but that's where we're at right now. So, what has caused this gender war to happen? I mean, from the beginning with the women's suffrage movement, which was a political movement in the early 1910s, where two women led groups of thousands of women on wanting voting rights. So we have that. We have the feminist movement. We have the movements for having abortion rights. So many things politically that have led to this gender war. But also on a social standpoint, if we're talking about dating apps, let's talk about that, by the way. Let's talk about it, okay? The dating apps are a big part of that because the idea of what a woman should be or provide or bring to a relationship has changed, because now we're looking at the woman on an attractiveness level versus her inner being, her inner knowing, her beliefs, her morals, and how nurturing she is. Same with the man. We're now looking at on a physical level. Is he attractive? Or also for both, what can you gain from one another? Social media and dating apps have created these unnecessary expectations, which are really false expectations, because if you want a genuine connection, you have to take someone as they are, authentically themselves, if it fits with you. You have to find someone that aligns with you. So if that means someone is being authentically themselves, then that should be a genuine connection. But when it comes to social media and the dating apps, and there's this physical but also materialistic expectation. Okay, can you provide money for this and this and this, paying for all these things? Or can you provide the pleasurable needs that I need while also being physically fit, having a big butt, big boobs, small waist, long hair, being natural, you don't wear makeup? All of these just expectations that stemmed from social media and also stem from Eurocentric ideas, cultures, and looks. The idea of being a provider has shifted because now we live in a capitalistic society. So an idea of being a provider is more on the monetary. And now is what matters in being a part of a relationship. So now you don't really look at the inner knowing. You don't really look at the morals, the beliefs. So you get in relationships and then things don't turn out the way you want them to. Now it's, oh, I hate men forever. Or now I hate women always, because you had this false expectation for someone and they didn't live up to that, because this is an expectation you took from social media. Because one thing I've learned about human development is not only do we have a biological structure within us that shapes how we develop, but also external factors like environmental and social changes develop us as well. Because now in your head you've taken on these opinions from others about, okay, as a man this is what he should do, or as a woman this is what she should do. You have now taken on these opinions and you've created false expectations, and when someone doesn't live up to it, or multiple people don't live up to it, then you've created this, disdain for the opposite sex. And this disdain is just on multiple levels. It doesn't even have to be just materialistic or physical, but also too misconstruing the idea of what a divine counterpart is. So a divine male, a divine masculine, and a divine feminine. And because these things have been shaped by social media, the economy, politics, when you're looking for a relationship, and it doesn't have to be romantic, it could be friendship wise with the opposite sex. When you're looking for something, you're looking more for what you can gain versus what can someone provide as far as emotional stability, psychological stability, mental stability. I mean, those three are kind of all the same. All these physiological needs that help us have normal functions. But I'm not saying that you should just jump into a relationship because you need someone to provide those things for you. I think you should already know that you have those things. I think you should already have this self-awareness and this level of perception and inner knowing and a confidence and authenticity within yourself so that you can bring the best version of yourself to each person that you meet, each person that you align yourself with. However, because of the music, calling women out their names, calling men out their names, or just the overall promiscuity of the music of, sex, lust, this, that, hoopla, hoopla. Now we're seeing, okay, well, not only do I want a man to provide and pay for my rent and my nails and my hair and this, or now that I not only want a woman to cook, clean, suck, and also fold my clothes, fold my underwear, go to the gym 7 days a week, have a big butt, big boobs, long hair, no makeup, fully natural, not have an attitude. Now, what can you provide for me sexually? So now everyone's in a lustful mind state. So when you operate from a lustful standpoint, you're not seeing people as people. You're seeing people as objects. You're seeing people as just something that you can get your rocks off. So then people that you come across, you're not even trying to establish a genuine connection. Because one thing with social media too is it's not even social. Because if it was social, when you meet people in real life, y'all would talk. Y'all would actually have real conversation. It wouldn't be weird. But y'all talk more online and would rather swipe on dating apps left and right online than actually try to meet people in real life and establish a genuine connection. Because social media has created anxiety. It has created awkwardness. It's created you to not be social, but less sociable. You're seeing people as objects. You're seeing people as what can I gain from you? Not what could we bring together, not what could we build together. So, I keep saying so a lot. Sorry. Because you're seeing people like this, because you're operating from a lustful standpoint, the idea of female and male is misconstrued. Do you know what I mean? I think you know what I mean. I think you do know what I mean. We're seeing unnecessary digital abuse and unnecessary propaganda from people with podcasts that don't need podcasts, with people who got YouTube channels that don't need YouTube channels, who are having debates and conflicts over the role of a woman, the role of a man, power dynamics, and just, I don't know, it's just a struggle about social norms. And one thing with human development, I think I said this, yeah, you take on the opinions of others, because it's not just about what's inside. Your outer also is what's shaping your reality too. Birds of a feather flock together. And the thing with dating apps as well is that the idea of swiping left or right is only on the basis of physical attraction. It's never on the genuine idea of, could this be a genuine person? Could this be a good person? Could I see myself building with them or being friends with them or having a connection with them? And because it's seen as so accessible, dating is seen as so accessible, okay, well, I'm going to swipe left and right and I'm going to have 99 plus matches. And if I come across something that looks better, may not be better, because one thing with dating apps, there is no genuine connection. A lot of the people that you're connecting with are literally thousands of miles away. So when you come across something that you deem looks better based off what you think is attractive, then you're quick to toss people to the side. So like I said, you're now seeing people as more of objects versus as genuine connections. You toss people to the side, you ghost people, you play games, You see them as objects, you're lustful. All of these things are aspects of what happens in a gender war. There is no divine union. It is about toxic masculinity, toxic femininity, and like misogyny, violence, just hatred for no reason. And a lot of the times this hatred that begins to happen is because everyone encounters one experience that they've had. Whether you're a male or a female, you encounter one experience you've had in dating or with friendships or relationships in general, and then you put that on everybody else. Oh, he wasn't shit, I hate men. Or she wasn't shit, I hate women. But where does that even come from? That is such a lack and ignorant mindset to be in, because as a human, you're always going to go through human evolution. You're always going to develop. You're always going to meet people and connect with people. That is the whole part of human development, is having certain experiences that develop you spiritually, mentally, physically. Okay? And the anchoring that you have within yourself, the self-awareness and perception, your perception of reality will either allow you to grow or it will hinder you. And what we're seeing is that these experiences that people are having, it's hindering them, because now you go about life and go about in this world, with such a negative outlook on men and women. But mind you, if you believe in God, if you believe in Christ, God put men and women on this earth for a reason, okay? And it's not about what you can gain from someone. It's not about, can you pleasure me? It's on a deeper spiritual level. When we're talking about that yin and that yang, that duality, masculine and feminine is duality. You need a male and a woman to make a baby, do you not? 3 is divine. Number 3 is divine. You can't have one without the other. You can't have a baby without a man and a woman. Point blank, period. I don't care what you say. I don't care about the artificial making children and stuff now. What is it called? Because I learned about that in school. I did a project on it. Where they be making babies from nothing. I don't know what they be doing out there anymore. But so, because of all this, we're seeing drops in childbirth rate, of course. Now, I'm not saying that the birth rate has dropped just because of a gender war. I'm saying that's part of it. Woo! I'm saying that's part of it. Besides the economic standpoint, besides the political environment of the world. But you're seeing childbirth rates lowering. People don't want to get married at all. Or people can't stay married. People don't want to date. And a lot of times people are not looking to have sex. The sex part, that's up to you, whatever you want to do. But I will never understand when people have a negative experience. They're like, oh, I'm never dating again. I'm going to be single forever. And especially when people who have influence say that, because then you have all these younger kids looking up to you. Because mind you, whether you want to believe it or not, as a Gen Zer, a millennial, you still have younger people looking up to you. So you do have a responsibility to set an example and be a leader. So when they see that, when they see you calling women bitches, or you calling men whores, or whatever the case may be, they take that and they model after that. Because those initial stages of development, that age from 0 to the teens, is when you're more susceptible to differing opinions, to your environment, to the people you surround yourself with, to social media. In order to overcome that, you have to have self-love. When you when you meet people and you connect with people, if you have let your experiences allow you to grow and be a new version of yourself, because in order to be a new version of yourself, you have to have an ego death every single time, no matter what. There's no such thing as one ego death. There's multiple ego deaths all the time. That allows you to be the best version or of yourself, or at least try to be the best version of yourself and be giving and also receptive of the people that you come across. So when you believe that God is love and understanding that, okay, this person did me wrong, or, you know, I had this experience, but that doesn't mean everybody's like that, because we're all made in God's image and God is love. And I have to love everybody and love people despite how they treat me. That doesn't mean love them up front. That could mean loving them from a distance. That could mean, you know, yeah, you were in my life and I may not like you, but I got love for you because I loved you at some point. So you have to be authentically yourself, and you have to operate from a state of love. In order to stop a gender war, you have to operate from a state of love, because everything in this life, everything on this earth has a purpose, okay? You cannot go around just being like, I hate men, I hate women. That doesn't even make any sense. If you believe in God, if you believe in Christ, how are you going to say you hate God's creation? Don't you have a dad? Don't you have a mom? And I know we be having parental issues. I know, because I understand. However, just understand that, and I'm learning this every day, we are all human. We're not perfect. We are babies at life. Literally, we're crawling. Yeah, we can walk physically, but we're crawling through this bitch. We're crawling. We're trying to make it to the finish line. We're surviving, okay? And all these things are happening in the world. And if you don't have confidence and authenticity within yourself, self-love, you will let outside things, you will let your experiences hinder you from growing, from being a good person despite how people treat you, from not operating in hate, but operating in love. Finding common ground, not stereotyping. So, yeah, and there's a gender war going on in South Korea, okay? And isn't South Korea the country where they literally can't do or go anywhere? Is that? Let me see. Who's the president? Who is the president? Oh. Can you go to South Korea? Or is that North Korea? Girl, all I know is y'all need to stop with all this. Y'all need to stop it. I'm sick of it. And that's my message for today.